Yeah, brand new week.
Oh, we in.
Yeah, we in. Pakati inside.
Oh, okay. Yo, what's up, guys?
Right here on Rivonia Road.
Yeah.
Morningside.
We can actually say where we are. We are at Tickmill. Let's just say we're at Tickmill.
Yeah.
Basically, and this video is sponsored by Tickmill.
Proudly sponsored by
Tickmill.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to actually have like some. Obviously, it's podcast. You guys know. But before we get into that, how's everyone doing?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Always good to be back in Jersey. Good to be chilling with you guys.
Back in Jersey, where are you from?
I mean, I'm from Jersey, but I moved to Cape Town about 3 months ago. So
why is everybody moving to Cape Town? Yo,
I'm already behaving like an ex-Joburger. I'm actually still a Joburger.
Hey, like 3 months. Hey, people go for a holiday. Yeah. Oh, you actually back for a visit, or you back permanently?
I'm back for you guys. I'm back for you guys for today.
For us.
Especially for the podcast.
Yeah.
Very special occasion.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're asking why everyone's moving to Cape Town because it's where it's at, man. When are you moving down? That's the question.
I ain't moving, yo. I ain't going there.
I genuinely feel like Cape Town is a place where you must retire to, not live at.
What's Cape Town?
You know,
Cape Town. Travel South Africa, bro. Yeah, maybe in your 20s, 30s.
No, like retire. Like it gives me retirement vibes.
Forget retirement.
Like really, like it's chill like that.
Yeah, 20s, 30s. Once you say 40, I must be like Cape Town.
Oh, you have the same impression.
Hey. Nah, I'm just not about Cape Town. Not that I'm not about Cape Town, but I'm just like, yo, guys, like, yeah, I feel it and I feel the vibe and it's nice and all of that. But
what I'll say about Cape Town is like, when someone says they're not about Cape Town, I agree. Not I agree, but I get it. I think Cape Town has its people. If you're not into the hikes and the lifestyle, if you're not going to subscribe to that stuff, you're not going to enjoy it. So it's got its people. So like you've got Joburg people, you've got Cape Town people. I'm very much Cape Town people. I love the outdoor active lifestyle, so it's suiting me pretty nicely. But you gents, you must come through.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, for a holiday, great place to go to.
Yeah.
But as to living there, I never know. And like everybody who's in Cape Town, like who was like previously in Johannesburg, they're like Cape Town, and yeah, maybe I should go. Maybe I should go like for a month. Normally, I do like week-long holidays.
Yeah.
And in that week, I was like, okay, it's cool, but I wouldn't move here. Yeah. The only cool thing for me is like you get inspired by the lifestyle. I mean, you find more Ferraris than GTIs that side, which is the cool part for me. But that's where it ends. But please introduce yourself to our people. You know, they need to know who they're gonna call up when they want that deal to change their lives.
Okay, sure. So I'll try to keep it short. Okay, sure. I'll try to keep it short. My name is Kamogelo Mosime, or Kamo for short. I've been in the investment and finance industry for about 5 years now. I started in buy-side asset management, worked my way up from trading to being an analyst to portfolio management. I specialized in REITs for a little bit, and then from there I went into the fintech space for about 11 months. Worked for an international payments company, and then I found myself now at Tickmill, back doing what I'm more passionate about, back within the investing sphere, kind of a different angle to what I'm used to, so it's a new challenge, a new learning for me. But that's who I am in a nutshell. I like growth, I like money, I like building wealth for other people, I like learning how, to build wealth in new and innovative ways. I like learning about the nuances in the new and ever-changing society. So I'm always trying to take teach myself about new ways to save and invest and to make money and what's the right thing to do. What are the things to avoid? But that's who I am. I'm basically someone who likes to learn. I'm Kamo. I'm the partnership manager at Tickmill. I bring IBs to Tickmill. I bring business to Tickmill. Trying to grow the Tickmill brand in South Africa. And I think in a nutshell, that basically summarizes who I am and what I do at this current moment in time.
Yeah.
And yeah.
In a fast-moving market, anything is possible. Investing opportunities arise. Trading strategies evolve. But what matters most is having a stable partner by your side. Tickmill stands by you the whole way.
Yeah, and guys, Tickmill is a very good broker. I've actually signed up with Tickmill back in the day, around 2019.
Oh, nice.
So I love the spreads, guys. They have incredible spreads.
Yeah, we do.
They allow all trading strategies. So if you have a robot or if you're a hedger or what, they'll take that. They've got multiple deposit and withdrawal methods.
100%. We've got various different tools that can help you if you're a novice trader. We've got a lot of educational material. We've got ebooks. We've got old webinar and seminar videos that you can look at. We've got the acuity tool. You've got auto chart. You name it. Whatever your level of trading is, Tickmill, we're the perfect broker to support you. We've also got industry leading spreads, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
We just won an award as recently as last week. For having the best spreads in the industry globally for the third, or in the MEA region, for the third year in a row.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, we are about putting traders first. We try to put trust. I mean, this is a very sensitive topic, trading, right? You're asking people to take their personal funds and put it into something. Especially South Africans with our rands. It's very meaningful. It's a very meaningful thing to do, to take your money and to put it into anything, especially if your mindset is to grow it.
Yeah.
So our angle is, we're not trying to sell you on something. We're trying to put you first as a trader, as a client. We're trying to also upskill you so that it's not just us saying, use us as a broker and you'll make money. We never promise people that. But it's more a case of we want to give you the skills. We want to give you the confidence to be able to become a trader who has the confidence to be able to enter the markets. The broker that you're using is one thing that you're not worried about because Tickmill always has your back. We give you all the tools. We have industry leading service. You'll speak to any of our partnership managers or our account managers or whoever you need in the business. We'll structure any kind of deal you want. We are fully flexible, but we don't have a one size fits all approach. We all have different goals when we trade and when we invest. So I think that's the big thing for us. We want to be able to accommodate anybody, no matter what their goals are when it comes to investing or trading.
Yeah.
But that is Tickmill's strategy at the moment. That is what we like to put our focus in. So we're hoping that it's something the South African population finds value in.
Yeah, 100%.
And we are definitely going to make a lot of headwinds in this space. We're definitely going to make a lot of I think that was the wrong term. I think we're definitely going to make a very big impact in the space in South Africa. And
Yeah, look, I trust the Tickmill brand, tier one broker. So I don't expect anything less from Tickmill because I knew them prior. Because a lot of people know brokers once they start breaking out into a region, but I do my homework, and like I say that I've had a Tickmill account in about 2018, 2019. There. And I was very impressed. I didn't continue with them because of I'm an IB, so I don't want to be on one particular platform. And then I tell my clients to go take a certain trade, and there's that whole point difference between this broker and that broker.
I see.
But with Tickmill, I do recommend it. It is part of my list of very short list of brokers that I recommend. Yeah. So very awesome, and we're glad that you guys called us out. So that we can let people know a bit more about you guys and also have you here to shed some light on us that our audience, I know, will appreciate.
No, most definitely. It's good to hear that you used to use Tickmill. Hopefully we can have you at the top of our list, of your very short list. But that's amazing to hear. And that's why we're here. I mean, we're here in South Africa. We exist. We are here to support people who want to trade here. We understand that we've got a mountain to climb in terms of building that trust, but that's all we want to do. We've got the regulation, we've got the licensing, we've got the rapport globally. All you need to do is look us up, get on our website, go on our socials, and you can see the proof is in the pudding. So you don't just have to take my word for it. But let's hope we can make some decent growth within the space in SA.
Yeah, no, that's great. So I hear you spoke about winning an award for having some of the tightest spreads in the industry, right?
Yeah.
Like I think essentially there's a lot of people probably chilling there who don't really take into account spreads. Are chilling at home like, yeah, why should I care about spreads and things like that? Because I think essentially people tend to just open up and they don't really care which broker it is. And it's not something that people really pay close attention to until hits the fan, like, hey, that broker, what? Turns out they've been charging me, the spread has been this much, there was news and whatnot.
100%.
So, like, why spread? Okay, so first you've got the award for the spread, which is congratulations for that, but also, like, why is spread such a big deal for you guys? Because clearly, if you're going to win an award for something, it must be a big deal.
Yeah.
So, I like what you said about the fact that not a lot of people focus on the spread aspect of it. And it is something that we were actually chatting about yesterday, saying that, while that's a main focus of ours, it's not all we want to be known for, just having the tightest spreads. But basically, in putting traders first, which is our tagline, we're not really people who pride ourselves in eating into your profits,
Okay.
Whatever you make, we want it to be yours. So we're not interested in sort of having a bigger piece of your pie or whatnot. The unfortunate part about having tight spreads is that we do have quite a high deposit requirement for opening an account. That's how we allow for those spreads. But the importance of that is you as a trader should feel more motivated and empowered to go and make your profits at the end of the day and to keep those profits. So in trying to keep it very, very, very basic, it's basically just our way of kind of saying, you as a trader are very important to us, and we don't want to exploit you in any kind of way. We're not here to try and make money and millions off of you as a brokerage firm. We really want to support you. We want to educate you. We want to make sure that you understand as a trader exactly what would be important to you. We want to understand your goals, and we know that having that kind of detail when it comes to the spreads, having the tighter spreads is one way we can empower and encourage our traders to try and build more trust in us as a broker. So I think keeping it at a very high level, that's yeah.
All right. As we're chatting here, I've got a question because a lot of people tend to ask me this, and I find it difficult to answer. But okay, here I'm a person, I'm interested in trading, but I don't know how much amount of money I should start with. As a person who's been within the financial industry, and you got to advise somebody who doesn't know, because not everybody has $10,000
for sure
for an investment,
and you don't need high amounts of cash to open an investment account. So
in your personal opinion, not representing the brand or anything, here asking Kamu, how much do you think a trader or an individual should come up with when they're interested in trading and they want to come into the markets, and they're like, how much money should I have? What do you think is a reasonable amount of money and also realistic?
Again, it depends on what your goals are when you're trading. You can trade with as little as 100 Rand if you want to, in my opinion. The only advice I like to give people when they're entering the trading sphere, especially for the first time, is don't empty your savings for the sake of, trading in the markets or trading in Forex, especially if you're doing it for the sake of learning. You just want to learn strategies. You want to learn, how to read graphs. You want to learn basically how trading works as a technical tool, how to use MT4, things like that. So the amount of money that you trade with is completely up to you. An insignificant amount to you could be $10,000 to the next person. It could be 100, but it's not about that. You can trade with whatever you want. Depending on how well you position yourself in the markets, you can see a very high return, whether you have a very low investment or a very high initial investment into your trading account. So what I'll say is the amount isn't very important. It's completely up to you, and also depending on what type of positions you wanna open when you're trading, because obviously certain things will have certain thresholds. But I would say whatever you have to trade, whatever you feel comfortable with parting with. And another thing is whatever money that you feel you would be okay losing at the end of the day, if it has to come to that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a learning game. It's ever changing. We don't know everything all of the time.
Yeah.
We can make predictions. We have all of the tools for you to be able to kind of draw up reasonable conclusions, but sometimes you're going to be wrong, and that's something that I think new traders should always understand. So whatever money you choose to trade with initially must be money that you're willing to lose at the end of the day, and that can look different. So the amount is insignificant. Don't worry about looking for, should I start with $100, $10,000? What do successful traders around the world tend to start with? It's not about that at all. So yeah, that would be my advice to anyone looking to fund their account who's wondering that. I don't know how you guys feel about that as well, but that's always the advice I like to give to people.
It's pretty solid advice, honestly speaking. So I'm gonna throw one in the spanner, a spanner in the works. Sorry,
English depleting, not finished, depleting.
So yeah, I must make this quick.
Sure.
No, so okay, so you're somebody who deals with IBs. So like
Yeah.
we said, essentially this show is for the industry players is what everyone
Refer to them,
refer to them. You know, so there's obviously different industry players and whatnot, but the most industry players that we speak about is the IBs a lot, obviously, because we're IBs ourselves and all that. But like, what are the different types of IBs would you say you've had to deal with to date? Was it right? You're dealing with the guys there. Like, do you have like, is it like a group that's like, is there a certain type of IB that you've dealt with here, there? Would you characterize them?
This is the thing with IBs, or in our case, they can look when they come in all shapes and sizes, if I can say. You can come as a group, you can come as a company. Basically, if you, in whatever capacity, have the ability to bring business and to partner with us as a broker, to bring business towards us, and however you feel you can be compensated as an IB that would suit both you and the business, then we literally, like I said, we don't have a one-size-fits-all approach. We don't have one type of IB. It's so nuanced. We've got multiple. We've got companies. We've got groups. We've got trading academies. We've got individuals such as yourselves. We've got professionals. We've got other corporates that we partner with that are our IBs, that are bringing business in structured deals that look different from, one looks very different to the next. So I think to try and say, to give you a list to say these are the exact type of IBs we have, it would be impossible, because basically you as an IB can look in whatever form you want. Your grandmother could become an IB. Maybe she knows people that she wants to trade and she can bring them towards the business. Your daughter could be an IB. Anybody, it can look in any way. That's the beauty of this thing. Anybody or any entity can be an IB. It can look in any way that you want it to look. So that's very much how the sort of book in Tickmill looks in terms of our IBs as well. We don't have one type of IB, one kind of structure for the IBs. It really is up to you. Our whole thing is we'll sit down with you. We won't, offer you a package and say this is what we offer our IBs. It's okay. Let's actually have a meeting about this. Let's partner together so that we both get what we want out of this relationship. What are you looking for as an IB? What kind of deal are you looking for? What kind of remuneration structure would make sense to you? What type of clients do you have to bring to the table? What do you need? What kind of events are you looking to hold? Anything. It can literally be anything. I could sit here for the next 2 hours trying to give you examples of the truth is it can look any way that you want it to look as an IB. So yeah, you come to us, you let us know what you're looking for, and we'll accommodate you basically. So that's basically it. That's how our IB program in Tickmill looks.
All right. And any like advice as to, okay, somebody's new or they're watching and they're not a market participant, what would you say should be the starting point for anyone who's trying to enter trading? How to go about it? Do you think, okay, let me start here. Do you think day trading is, or if you have the right tools and the right education, is a sustainable business approach?
The thing with day trading is it also takes a very large amount of time out of your day. If you're someone who has the time and the motivation to sit behind a computer screen for hours in a day and day trading is something you want to do, then for sure go for it. But I think it depends on you and your personal goals as an individual. I think it can be lucrative. I think it can be beneficial to somebody who has, for people like ourselves, for example, I wouldn't recommend that as an avenue. But for somebody looking to enter the sphere, is basically define your goals first and make sure you educate yourself, not just on trading, but on what makes the market tick, what makes the market in South Africa tick, what makes certain stock move, how to analyze and interpret information, how to read graphs. So like the very technical stuff that'll allow you to draw your own conclusions to be able to make a successful trade. The thing is, if we all had like a set formula for, I want to be able to reach this point so I could make millions, then I think every single professional trader would be a millionaire, but that's not the reality, right?
Yeah.
So I would say for anyone entering trading for the first time, just make sure you gain as much knowledge as possible, educate yourself on trading, play with the tools, open up test accounts, and figure out what your goals are, because they might change when you actually enter the trading market and you open an account. You might want to be an IB, you might want to trade a certain stock security and move into another asset class. But basically enter the markets and educate yourself and have an open mind and see what works for you.
All right. And in your personal experience, I know most people are normally on indices and currencies. Do you think there's good opportunities in other asset classes?
For sure. So currencies, I think, is definitely one of the most popular in trading. Indices and the stock markets, I think that's pretty much been, what would you call it, the quintessential sort of asset type to trade in for a very long time, but things are changing. We've now got things like cryptocurrencies, which people are tapping into. So I definitely think that there's always opportunity no matter where you look. I don't want to sort of downplay any kind of asset class or any type of what would you call it, sort of way to trade, or any kind of assets in particular to look at or not to look at. This is the thing I like to avoid. I don't wanna kind of advise you and say, look at this, enter this, trade in this or trade in that. There is opportunity anywhere you look. The thing is, like I was saying before, you just need to educate yourself in terms of what is making the markets move at a particular point in time. I even as somebody in the space working for a brokerage, don't always have those answers, because in 2023 anything can make a market move. Elon Musk could tweet, for example, and that could send stocks spiraling out of control. So I would say that the best thing that you could do is to just keep yourself up to date with current affairs, with global events, with local events, I can't really say that there's a specific asset class I would say you should look into or not.
Look into. Okay, do you then advise people look into as a trader, right? So there's many asset classes, and you're not going to say which particular one to go into. But do you think it will be more beneficial to look at, like, concentrate on more one asset class, or they can divide their attention? And I know that there are those people who are the rare exception who can do 1,000 charts at once.
Yeah.
But do you think one should look at many asset classes, or they should start by preparing themselves to be like, I'm going to focus on this and put my energy on this? And
so that's a very interesting question. First of all, I think a less risky approach would be to diversify. It's the first thing you're taught when you enter the investing space. So if you're somebody who's more skeptical, then I would say definitely diversify, try and see how different sort of asset classes move. But again, another advantage of focusing in one particular space is you become a specialist in that space, and you're more likely to be able to yield a profit within that particular asset class. But of course, it's a lot more risky, because if you make a loss, you're pretty much, losing everything that you've put your investment into, because there's nothing to kind of, what would you call it, hedge against the loss, even it out. So it depends on your risk appetite. It also, like I said, there's an advantage and a disadvantage to either. But again, I wouldn't really advise. It depends on you. It depends on your risk appetite. It depends on what you're trying to achieve as a trader. Are you looking more to, protect your capital? Then I'd say maybe it's better to diversify so that, you've got that protection somewhere else if something were to drop. But if you're somebody who's just very aggressively entering the markets and there's a particular space that you feel like you know very well and you can upskill yourself on, then for sure go for it. You could hit a very lucky spurt and make a very high return. Who knows?
Yeah.
But this is the thing. And I like that you guys are asking these questions because I get asked stuff like this all the time, and it's very difficult to answer because trading is so nuanced. There is no one right answer for anything, nor is there a wrong answer. So I can't really sit here and say, trade like this, do this, look at this particular stock, do currencies instead of, indices. I can't do that. It's up to what you're comfortable doing as a trader at the end of the day. And my only job is to make sure you have the tools to be able to make informed decisions, to be in that space that you want to be in comfortably, and to have the confidence to be able to make a return on your investment. So I think that's the most honest advice that I can, or honest response that I can give to your question.
Yeah, because it's very tricky. I was actually with a client yesterday and I was telling her that, look, our needs as people are different. So there isn't like a one size fits all for trading. Because some people are trading towards a certain financial goal. Some people want it as passive income. Some people want to make it their main source of income, which becomes quite difficult. And I always tell people that if you're trying to make trading your main source of income, then you guys shouldn't just look at the market, but then the trading industry as a whole, because there are going to be some downtimes. There are going to be some times where things aren't going your way. Look, losses are inevitable, so you should always prepare yourself for that, and also practice money management, which is one of the things that we're supposed to get into. And I forgot who I was telling this the other day, but it was something that I read, which after years of trading, I read that and I had a good laugh because I was like, this is true. They were like, the only thing you have control over in trading is how much you can lose. You can't control 100%. How much you make. You can try take profits and all those things, but eventually the only thing you truly have like 100% control over is how much money you can lose. So do you have any recommendations as to what one should do when trying to approach money management? Do you think people should stick to the norm of don't risk more than 3 to 5%, or do you think like it also then comes down to like a personal thing of how much you're willing to risk on a trade?
What I like to say when it comes to that is whatever money you trade with, you must be comfortable with losing every single cent. If you are comfortable with losing every single cent of whatever money you're about to put into the markets or trade with, then that is the right amount for you. But if you're now starting to bet on your salary, your kids' school fees and things like that, then I would definitely advise against that. But the thing with trading is it's a game of chance. It's almost like informed and sophisticated. I don't want to use the word gambling because that's a very taboo term in the industry, but but it's my honest opinion when it comes to that is whatever money you are comfortable losing in its entirety and never seeing again is the money you should trade with. If that's $100 for you, then that is exactly what you should be trading with, no more than that. But
any success story to inspire the people? Like, do you have one client maybe that came through, they put in whatever, like $500, $1,000, $100, and then they made like a whole lot of money? Or do you have a particular IB maybe that you've watched? It doesn't have to be necessarily only about the charts, but one IB who came in and his introduction game was just like on point. Now he changed his whole life. Do you have any of those that happened?
100%. I can think of two noteworthy cases.
Okay.
One is with regards to an IB, one a client. I have had a client who has heavily backed crypto for a long period of time. He invested with $10,000 US or so. A few years back, about 6 or 7 years back, I just reviewed his portfolio with him about 2 weeks ago. Obviously, in between then, he's probably been funding and making some withdrawals here and there. But his account is now up to about 7 million USD. So I think that's by far the biggest success case I've ever had in terms of
withdraw, retire, keep.
He can very
You're living nice.
He can very comfortably retire. I mean, what is that from? Let's say at the time that he invested, probably slightly less than 100,000 rands to over 100 million rand now.
Yeah. I mean,
so he is, by far as far as
that's hitting a jackpot over there.
But
soft life unlocked.
100%. And he's a very humble gent. He doesn't, do the whole Ferrari thing or live in a mansion. But he is somebody who's very dedicated to what he does. He's watching the markets every single day. He's upskilling himself even to this day on, what makes the markets tick, how to trade different ways of crypto. He's always watching his screen. Every single moment he has a free moment. If he's not playing golf, he's in front of his computer because he's also quite a golf enthusiast.
So it must have been a very tough time this past year or so though for somebody who's holding crypto, right?
100%. It was, and I mean, you can imagine if his portfolio is sitting at 7 million USD today, what it must have been when we were at, when was crypto 68?
Yeah, last year, in Jan, Feb.
So somewhere. For sure, whatever he lost, it must have been a painful loss. But I mean, he's still sitting very comfortably. I would say I don't think he's losing any sleep at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of an IB as well, I've had some IBs come in and recommend some very innovative strategies to me. Certain IBs targeting certain communities. For example, something I recently learned from an IB is if you target the Muslim community, for example, they don't believe in debt. They believe debt is haram in their culture. So they try and look at other avenues to put their money in. So trading and FOREX is one of them. So they are by far one of my most successful IBs because they specialize solely in the Muslim community and getting clients within that community. And it was very interesting for me to learn. This is something that was very, very recent, probably about a month or so ago that I learned from this IB. So they are comfortably my most successful case as far as IBs go. And then there's other very interesting cases as well. Like, for example, there's IBs who are barbers. And then, you'll have a QR code put up in their barber shop and then they'll come and scan the QR code. He's a very, a barber shop, it's very conversational. You chat, you relate with your barber. He talks about the fact that he's a trader. Hey, if you trade, you can make this, just scan this code. He's an IB and he gets clients in that sort of way. So that's also something that I find very interesting is that, people that you wouldn't ordinarily categorize as IBs are actually doing very, very well and significantly better. I don't really want to rank one IB to the next, but significantly better than others in that regard. So those are some very interesting cases from my end I think I can mention. But I think it also speaks to the fact that, like I said, an IB can look it can look like anything.
But I think essentially when we refer to IBs, I think most of the time the picture that a lot of people get are the superstar traders and whatnot. But right now you're actually talking about somebody who's actually just like a barber, like someone who's cutting hair.
100%.
Very simple. So meaning that, a lot of you guys at home, sitting at home, whether you're still working or not, you could be there at the office, get yourself a QR code as well. Have people there, something to talk about.
Definitely.
I think it's innovative and also it's people thinking outside the box. Honestly, just because you're cutting hair doesn't mean you should not be branching out in other avenues.
Yeah, and I think that's something I'm learning about, being an IB in general. You guys say you're IBs, so this is something that I'm learning is that, when you're an IB, you are essentially your own business unit. You have to come up with your own strategy for how you're going to attract clients. You need to market your stall. But again, it can look in any way that you need it to. I've got my most successful, cases. I'm sure Raphael, one of my colleagues, he can also speak to a few cases where people are really innovating in terms of this is not just somebody who's in the trading industry who specializes in trading and he's calling people up to say, I'm a professional. This is a barber or a professional swimmer who talks about trading with his, swimming community, or like if you're an avid hiker and you're part of a group and you talk about trading and passing to a group of hike, it doesn't matter. There's another case I've got, I don't want to mention names, but somebody in the automotive industry specializes in servicing very high-end in Cape Town automobiles. And he likes to form a personal relationship with his clients. I was one of his clients at a stage, and I was very kind of taken back at, the amount of effort he put into getting to know me, what I do. And I just said to myself, have you ever thought about doing something like this? Have you ever thought about trading? Have you ever thought about, because you've got that thing, and I mean, the clients that you're bringing on, I'm pretty sure a lot of them would be very taken by a product like this. So it's very much a personalities thing as well. It depends. I'm learning about, new ways to kind of do business in the IB sphere every single day. So it's very interesting to see nuanced cases like that, to see, an IB, the most successful ones are not necessarily the ones that you are expecting. It's the ones who are just able to be creative with it. And yeah.
I like how you indirectly told us you have a nice car.
No.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like,
I didn't mean that.
I'm actually looking outside. I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, so before we wrap it up, do you have any like thing that you just like to tell our audience, like people that whether from they need to be an IB or whether they trying to start, do you have like any piece of advice just to tell them about like the industry and leverage products, and or maybe tell them why it would be better going into, because I know you used to do like the traditional investments and stuff like that, why you tell them rather go leveraged CFDs instead?
Can you repeat your question? Sorry, are you asking if I have any advice for someone?
Yeah. So like any advice or why they should rather take on this route than putting their money like into a traditional, not that they should take everything that they have, but why they should at least take a chance in coming here.
Okay, so in terms of investing in something specific, advising is not something I really like to do, but what I can say is the best thing to do if you're someone looking to enter the sphere is to, two things. Number one, upskill yourself as much as possible. There's a lot of educational content out there. There's a lot of information that you can take in, because that's one of the most important things you need when you're investing. And number two, just start. Open up a test account, open up a few positions, trade, see how the tools work, try and see, what you can pick up from actually being in the market. And I think that's also the best way to learn. But it's just to educate yourself and to just start. You don't want to miss out on any opportunities that you could have had just because you've got this reluctance on is this the right thing to do? Is it not? The truth is you can never know until you are actually in it and you're seeing for yourself what you're capable of. But that's my advice to anybody looking to enter the sphere. Just start. And make sure you've got as much education backing you as possible.
All right. Maybe any thing that you want to ask?
Nah, I'm good so far. Picked up a few nuggets, obviously, over the span of our conversation. I'm really happy, and I hope you guys have picked up something as well. I always say that people pick up something.
Hey, the QR code is just go put that on the cards.
Exactly, because I think QR codes are becoming such
QR code is an in thing, and it's such an easy thing to develop.
Yeah.
It's such an easy thing to develop.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
I need to ask though, going back to Tickmill, do you guys also offer like a QR code option for people to download?
Anything.
Yeah, so it's that simple.
Anything.
So definitely the QR code chat. I was actually thinking about it a couple weeks back, but like now that you may bringing it up again, I think I need to bring it like
at
to
a
the
barber
front.
shop, my man.
Imagine, so simple.
Yeah. Plus people like things, just put them all over Groove.
100%
over places.
It also builds curiosity, you know what I mean? You see a QR code, you ask yourself, what is that? You want to scan it. What does this do? What is this about? and then it becomes a conversational thing. You're a barber. So, I mean, it's very clever. But whatever idea you have, whatever you want to come up with, that just be an example, we can do it at Tickmill. So, for sure.
All right, guys. So again, do check Tickmill out. I think after this we'll have our own little meeting about what we can do together. And thanks for inviting us again. Shout out to everyone at Tickmill.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you guys for taking the time. Thank you for coming
to chat with us and give people new ideas.
The new ideas part, definitely. I think I'm like thinking as well for myself. I'm like, actually, I think it's also important, like, especially after these podcasts, especially after today, I'm like, just the repositioning as well. Because, like, he spoke about communities, and, like, I think it's something that a lot of people tend to just forget is that, like, we tend to forget to target a community and build a community as well, because we just like want to be all over, want to be there and there.
It actually reminds me of a conversation I had. On William Nicole. Maybe some people will pick up.
Okay.
I was out there with the KI of the company. He has a cigarette in his hand. He's like, you should go for pastors. Those guys have a lot of and they do. Those guys have a lot of money or a big following. So yeah, man, it's always to think outside the box, and I think also building a relationship with your accounts manager, your partner manager, affiliate manager, whatever manager you want to say, and just get ideas from them and give them ideas, and just grow your business, because like I said, again, it is a business, which if the most unsuspecting people can just boom and make a good secondary income from this. Yeah. No, thank you, Ben. Thank you. I think we'll come again, have chats with you guys, because Tickmill does have a lot that they're planning with the country. Yeah. So we don't want to be left behind when
definitely
all of that is happening. We want the dollars too.
Definitely pull through. We're gonna have a ton of events, a ton of competitions. 2023 is gonna be a big year for Tickmill. So if you haven't heard of us by now, trust me.
Follow them on Instagram, Facebook. Do you have a separate page for the African region?
We've got a Tickmill Africa Instagram page that you can follow. So you can follow us on Tickmill Africa. We've also got a global Tickmill page, so you can follow us there as well. We've got a LinkedIn page and a Twitter page as well, so you can follow us on those platforms. And you can stay up to date with what we're doing, all of the competitions we're running. We do a lot of giveaways as well. Make sure you don't get left behind. And we hope to see a lot more of you guys in future joining Tickmill. And
definitely. All right, guys. Yeah. Yeah.